going back. You can't make me.
I mean, I'm gonna make you. You are definitely going in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to... Oh, I just realized the cams are likely going to be out of order. That's okay. Just work with me here.
Who am I today? Who am I today?
It's me, Ronan.
I'm Donkor. You're all
Son.
fucked.
No, I'm me.
Neferani? Nice. Cat lady.
Bear with me for just a moment.
Yeah, suck a dick, KO. You got naked and I got an axe.
Oh, you moved my camera.
Boy. Yeah, JD, take a chill pill. Boy. I really like how quickly JD just became a name, as if it's like always been. The second you change your name, it's just you were JD.
I
earn yourself another name.
I fucking still fuck up and call him fucking Scientific Gaming all the time. Like, literally all the time.
Mr. Scientize.
Scientize.
That's Mr. Scientize, right?
Oh, look, Paul's in chat.
It's better than being known as Mr. Bubbles.
Is
That's
it though?
true.
Is it?
Hey, listen, dude. I just don't want to be blowing bubbles.
That's fair.
That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
I like bubbles.
Bubbles are
See-
kind of fucking awesome.
See, that's smart branding, because every time somebody makes that joke, now it's about him.
You're
He's
right.
the punchline.
And I'm going to jail.
Yeah, and you have to pay him a nickel.
So I just
Wait,
took my
is
kids
there-
to the park to blow bubbles. No!
Okay, there we go. Now I get the joke.
Wait, is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a trailer park reference?
It could be.
God, I hope not. How do,
I am white trash.
how do you always end up being in the perfect... I don't know how you're doing it, but you've always managed to be in the perfect spot. I've never had to move your fucking camera at all. and
You
I don't know why.
Who?
Pilakka Pilakka is always staying from the last week. She's just sedentary.
You know, that makes sense.
She's roosting.
Perfect. Okay, I think we are good. I've adjusted all cameras on all
Are we?
overlays. I think we're good. I don't fucking know, man. I've
Good-
never
good
streamed
enough.
before.
It's the first
Okay.
time for everybody.
That's right.
Hey.
It is first time for everybody.
But just don't get a balloon and put it between his knees. It's not okay.
I mean,
We don't do it Rocky Horror style.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It took me a second.
So, we played a game last week. You guys figured
Did
out some
we?
information last week. Some things. Bear in mind. What do you recall?
I'm naked.
We lived.
We
There was acid. I saved everyone's ass and no one said thank you. Although it was probably Donkor, but I don't know that.
I think everybody played their part there. Everybody played their part.
I got to fucking
right.
man fight like 1,500 pounds and nobody did shit to me other than nice splash dwarfing.
The bird tried to save some books.
And not
That
the
was-
people.
Yeah, well,
basically,
We all got our priorities.
Here's what happened last week. All right, you ready for this? All right, yo, they almost burned, but that's besides the point. There was this acid. They were like trapped in this room, and for some reason, it was there because it was Abasi's fault, but no one remembers that part. Anyway, so they found these.
Well,
So they found this mimic that was also Abasi's fault, but no one remembers that part either. So inside this mimic, was this book and some papers and probably some other stuff, but they got burned in the acid thanks to Abasi. But at least half the papers are salvageable, and they found out that Akentepe was worshiping Lamashtu, whoever the hell that is, but that's fine because she's like some god of death of some sort, but we don't know who that is. But anyway, then the book that Pilakka was trying to look for burned in some acid, and she was really sad about it. She's like, wow, the only thing I have is this locket, or like the locking mechanism to remember it by. And that's also depressing because now Pilakka's all sad. Neferani's probably like, I saved everybody, so she's really happy, but everybody's still ignoring that part because now Abasi's naked and taking a shower somewhere.
And kissed me.
Also, yeah, apparently they made out, and now he has the rock or a rock.
Abasi has the most sex appeal of anyone. My cat lady will naked.
I like how And they made out. And now he's got a rock. And
That is true. No lies detected.
I want to make out with someone and be the Rock. Can I be Dwayne Johnson next?
Donkor is like, I saved you guys, maybe, but you guys were like burning in this room, and I don't know what happened. So he walked right back out.
Are we getting prop weapons? Do I need to go get my Hattori Hanzo sword? Like,
I have to defend my chastity, okay?
Hey, does anybody
Your
remember whose
chastity.
fault this was? Nah, me neither.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna get you
shit.
a virgin weapon.
But the only thing is, now we have a lead. The leads that we have are we got to find some Finxes. There's probably some Pommet dwarfs. Even though we have one, he still wants to go find all the rest of his family. Even though they're trying to kill him. Because
Tell me,
that's a
if
good
you found
idea.
somebody a part of the lollipop gang, that you would just be like, nah, fuck it, I don't want the rest of the gang.
They're trying to kill him, but it's fine. He's gonna convince them with his voodoo magic powers that he's right.
Okay.
How many Pommet have made out with cat people? It's probably a small number. I could be a hero.
And that's what we have so far.
It's
Abasi's fault.
we're bordering on that interspecies erotica, fucko, and I'm not really sure if we're quite there yet.
I want to point out that while I was in bed, it's like covered in acid and screaming and melting while my armor was hardening to my body. Donkor was this close to my face. You know what he said to me? Burn. And then he turned away.
No, Donkor actually just looked at you like, what the fuck?
You know, Ronan probably actually saved your skin.
Come on, push the button.
Literally.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
And I took a bath with you. It was nice.
Yeah, that makes us Eskimo brothers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think I'm not sure how that quantifies, but your body was being cleansed. His mouth was
Being cleansed.
yeah.
Yeah, his mouth and my body cleansed in the same place at the same time.
He drank your gamer girl bathwater. We're all thinking it.
Just,
Your Pommet dwarf bathwater in this case.
I've never been closer to God than when I was in the arms of God.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because while he was dragging you, your head just kept bouncing. Bonk.
Yeah, I almost died. I was getting really close to God.
Is this how you get your powers back?
Yeah, I didn't know how to cast spells again. There.
Bathhouse epiphany.
It made for a bit of an interesting experience, but yeah, there were some things mentioned. You're right. You discovered information about Akentepe, some fairly key information. Shenanigans aside, what exactly did you discover?
That she's been working with the Mash-Tooth mother of monsters and beasts, and also that maybe that was where she got all of her powers, and that a bunch of Pommet and some Sphinx got together with the Pharaoh and went, whoa, you need to die.
Or she was set up. One or the other.
Well, being that she has engraved her favorite fucking words into my head and Neferani's head, and then absconded with all of my gear to space, where she then attacked the city with clouds, she's not looking very good right now.
I mean, yeah.
Technically, wasn't it her gear first that we appropriated?
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, it used to be my face.
we is a long. Yeah, this is my head. First of all, secondly, we is a strong word. A little more inclusive in that than I'd like.
Yeah, it's all Donkor's fault.
Yes.
If he hadn't killed that one guy and taken his axe, we would have so much more information right now.
I'm just going to point out that people besides worshippers of death demons are allowed to be evil, and sometimes maybe just pissed off and lashing out at intruders in their tomb when they were, unjustly framed and buried alive.
Are
Just
you
saying.
telling us that Akentepe is going through
Some shit.
phase?
No, I'm saying she got Epsteined.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Mummy puberty, perhaps.
It's the first time she's seen blood in 1,000 years.
Oh, you had to go there.
Saying she buried herself. Sorry.
Man, it's
I do apologize for that.
it's full moon out tonight, I think.
No, that was a couple days ago. Mercury retrograde, perhaps.
Yeah, we might
We're
be on
in
of it.
Rare form.
It's okay though. I think a little bit of humor does a lot of good for these kind of games. You're right. You
Already off.
You discovered that she was buried alive courtesy of an accusation. Who accused her?
Lots of trustworthy people.
Yeah.
Like the Pharaoh
And the Sphinxes, I think, too. Like
and a collection of high-ranking puppets.
that's yeah, like a bunch of people.
Quite a few, actually. Who was the primary accuser?
The then Pharaoh.
The then Pharaoh, yeah.
Okay. I was like, was it the Magister dude we heard about that she hated?
No, it was that, and then the coalition, or maybe a Magister was involved. I don't remember this part, but I remember the coalition of Pommet
The
and
flashbacks
Sphinx.
where he was talking about when we were getting images beamed into our faces.
Yes. There were a slew of other people that were in attendance at the funerary procession for the Akentepe. Do you think they were all aware that she was still alive?
It's kind of you're sitting there. You guys, did you hear?
I'm sure she has a very delicate knock.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed that I'm here. I mean, she was a decorated war general, right? Like,
Yeah.
I got to imagine that's going to be some pretty serious "get me the fuck out of here" like
She got some
pounding.
pipes. She been yelling at troops.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
She's
nobody
ra-
heard her.
She rattled the bars on the way out. She got some good licks in.
I mean, feasibly, like, the Egyptians dabbled in a lot of alchemical processes. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they went down the apothecary route and just kind of drugged her.
Come on, push the button.
Feasible, I believe. But yeah, that's definitely an option. You guys don't really have a lot of extra details on that, and it sort of leaves us where we are now. The session ended with a lot of you having a fair amount of information and not really a ton of direction.
Well, we're still have no idea who screamed,
You still have...
unless it was the mimic.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
That's fair. I mean, you don't really, like, in-game, your characters don't really know a ton about mimics, but at the same time, how many mimics have you met in many other games that are capable of casting spells as well?
I always haven't heard of many mimics that just randomly scream.
Not many, but also not many have spell books inside them.
True enough. There's a lot to still investigate, but you definitely have some leads at this point. So that's sort of where I'm going to leave this and allow you to pick up here. If you'd like to, of course. I'm hoping that you might. So, you're still in the Tomb of Akentepe. You have some leads. You have an injured party member who is now mostly unarmed and unarmored. Could afford to have some new bits and bobs, if you will.
Were any of my dad's guys dwarves that were killed in here?
They were not.
Damn. It's really
Yeah.
hoping I get some hands.
It's really unfortunate that
Stay
most
a
of the
while
Pommet
and listen.
are basically in limitation. There's a very small amount of them. They're just not happily breeding copiously. However, the humans are. There are a fair amount of them. It looks like we just got our second 5 sub-drop, courtesy of Fear Parable. The first was from Captain Smokey. We've got 5 new folks. That means you guys have 2 luck rerolls. Courtesy of them.
Fear and Smokey being pog champs.
Definite champs for
Like
sure.
these guys.
Good folks.
Thank
Yeah,
you
the two of them are
for spreading
warning.
the good word of Bub.
About potential fires.
I don't know why, but every time I click a song to start and I stop it, it continues to play.
You know what else? I don't know why. When everybody's out, it will still play the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll load it up to look at my character sheet on like a Thursday, and suddenly the music will start like blaring out of my speakers.
That's bizarre. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. I'm going to pick a different track. Fingers crossed that doesn't continue. But yes, that is the situation. Abasi has just walked out. He has formed something that may be revered as a loincloth. Ronan is fine. Has just managed to grab a snack courtesy of Pilakka.
Mm-hmm.
Neferani has taken a little bit of flack from Donkor. Donkor is a little testy, courtesy of him being stuck opposite the wall. But this is where we find ourselves. Each of you are here. And On with thee.
Pilakka's going to start walking on her own towards where we came in, like kind of just studying the lock.
Studying the
clasping mechanism from the spell book.
Hey, thank you so much, Noah, for subbing up 5 more folks, man. Another luck reroll.
Hell yeah.
Much appreciated. What a hero.
Yo, my mods are awesome.
They're killing it, man. Killing the game.
So the clasp mechanism from the spell book that Pilakka found.
Yes.
She's going to be like studying it and like maybe smelling it a little bit. And if nobody's going to stop her, she's just going to like walk out where we came in.
You were going to eat it. I don't know why.
Wow, Aurora, thanks.
So, I don't think anybody's going to stop you, but my heroes, our intrepid Egyptian adventurers, Wati is calling for you, as is what most likely might be a god. And your burb is leaving.
So situation normal. Got it.
She's literally like vominosing. Like she out. I'm watching her move right now.
Are you just like moving around on the map? Because please do that. Just slowly.
Okay.
I'll follow the bird because I don't want the bird to be alone.
Tensions are still high. I can imagine that the conversation has left many fairly irritated. Where did you go, you sneaky, sneaky bird?
I'm in the wall.
You're in the wall.
The bird is in the walls!
Oh, there you are. Okay. I had to look. I was like, where the fuck did it go?
Yeah.
All right. Have you decided to exit the area?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I figure if people are chasing after me, I guess it's up to you, bub. But so did I like walk away and they just like didn't notice that I tottered off, or
I don't know.
Because if Neferani's trying to keep up with me, she could very easily.
Okay, Donkor's still
air.
slightly exploring.
This is open air. You guys, you can talk all about it. Have at the.
Well, Bird.
Trying to make pants. So,
Bird, where are you going? I don't know that we're ready to go yet. I mean, soon, hopefully, because we have people to find.
Sphinx.
I think so. How else? I feel like we need Zanjifar, and the Sphinx can.
The Sphinx knows where Zanjifar is.
But do we?
Who else knows?
We don't have to ride the Sphinx to Zanjifar, do we?
I know not. Do you know where this palace is?
No, I wouldn't know where the palace is, would I?
You know that it's very, very far away.
Okay, it's very, very far away.
Then we treat with the Sphinx.
I think we need to. It's the only way. Unless, do you have a spell that can bring us?
I have a spell that can bring me.
Oh, well, okay. Us was the operative word there. Hey, everybody, the burb's leaving. I think we're leaving. Because the burb waits for no one.
I'm kind of just walking, in absolutely no hurry. Just kind of like taking my little pace and still studying the lock. And then eventually she'll get bored and just put it into, like, maybe about halfway, she'll get bored and put it into a pouch.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Donkor doesn't hear this because he's already back in the secret area looking for loots.
I'm checking for secret doors.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Neff, if you'd like to maneuver your character, that would be stellar. That leaves me with Ronan and Abasi. Abasi's still hanging out in the water.
Burb. Let's see.
I'm trying to fashion pants or shorts out of what I have left of fabric.
Sure.
I don't see the burb on my mini map.
Oh, he's in the embalming room.
Bottom right embalming room.
Okay.
What's looking up for Ronan right now? What's happening there?
I'm trying to see if I have anything I can give him to wear, but I don't. You could wear a water skin over your pod piece.
Look, I'm an elephant.
Do you want this for your thing?
No, I got what's left. I don't have these explorer clothes. I thought they'd come in handy, but now they're just rags. But as long as nothing stabs me, it's not drafty. That should be fine.
Ronan,
Basically wearing a kilt made of fucking old melted leathers.
you can tell that as Abasi takes his steps, there is power in his approach, but he is doing everything that he can to play sort of like the hard ass. His skin aches
Oh yeah.
quite a great deal. I'm not sure if everybody recalls the description last time, but he is without body hair entirely, with an exception to a thinning beard and a thinning top portion.
Well, I shaved my hair off with the sword.
Oh, so you took off the top as well. Did you remove the beard entirely?
No, we were talking about that. I shaved his head, and then I basically just gave him what I actually have because you said that I lost the majority of regular beard, so
Yeah.
I can only have.
So he's basically down to Scott Ian from Anthrax. That's what he's rocking right now.
He's like an angry teenager. This is where he can go. This is the most he can have.
Skin is just puckered red. The acid burn is quite visible, and
Acid burn.
he's definitely not looking great, but he's still playing a hard ass.
His role is to take hits. As soon as they look away, he's going to start crying. But for now,
That was me moneymaker.
melt it off, let me make balls.
Oh no.
I'm so glad I'm with the bird.
Pilakka, do you leave, or do you wait on the others?
Oh yeah, definitely just walking right to the Sphinx.
Hold on. Pilakka, wait. What's this? I'm just gonna point at something random in the room.
What is she pointing at? What are you pointing at?
I'll point at this corner of the
the
do you
embalming
see
table.
something there? Yeah. Is there something? What's that? I'll find like a random stain on the table. Is that something?
She
Important?
She turns her beak sideways so she can sniff it. Like she starts to like scratch a nail on it. She's gonna be pretty distracted by this now. She's gonna like start tasting it.
Sure. It's even in its age, it has a bit of a chalky texture, and it was just some flippantly like loose embalming fluids that were just left upon the table itself, dried with age. Not a favorable taste for sure.
Not magic, not important. And then she's gonna start to leave again.
Donkor, you've walked back. I see your token back, but are you just unsatisfied with your approach, or what are you thinking? You're muted, sir.
At this point, Donkor's just waiting to be noticed. Like he kind of looked and noticed that nobody else was exploring the tomb with him.
Yes.
So he's like, I don't want to be alone anymore.
Fair.
So now he's just waiting to be noticed.
Okay. It doesn't take you long before you find them. Pilakka and Neferani aren't exactly being quiet. Pilakka's voice carries rather well. So you're quickly able to locate them. When you peer into the open room, Abasi is still like in as much hustle as he possibly can. Ronan is just watching onward.
What? I moved.
Yeah, we're slowly walking over.
I'm just like pitter pattering behind
Just
the door.
following behind him, making sure that he's okay.
I'm not gonna fall. I'd miss shoes this much.
Wait, isn't there like, can't you use this stuff like on the dead peoples? Like right there, unless you like it, Drafty.
Well, they're all huge.
Just like use. We have sword.
Does anybody have my boot size?
Let's roll it. Let's give it a chance here. I think feasibly between the three, it's 3 men. Let's go with I don't know, we'll give it a 25% chance.
Okay.
Give me a 25% range.
I guess I'll take the bottom 25. Oh, please give me his wisdom roll. Come on.
I was seeing if
97.
Pilakka remembered something.
They've got crazy long and slender feet. You were not expecting this. You've got more of a dwarven feature. It's a bit more of a broader stump of a foot. It doesn't look like the boots are going to be exceptionally good. Now,
Father only hires mutants. Look at this.
Wait, I don't have the roll. Where's that at? Oh, I had to scroll down. My bad.
Roll for boots. Whoop whoop! I didn't get some boots.
Not this time. Also, did you just whoop whoop?
Whoop whoop.
Oh God, no!
Whoop,
Please don't do this to me.
whoop,
We're
whoop,
not going to the gathering. It's not happening.
whoop,
That ain't,
whoop,
that ain't it. Dude.
whoop, whoop.
Not like this.
Is this where we paint our faces
This is where we
and
move.
drink?
Whoop, whoop.
Well, the best part is that Donkor sits on the left and I sit on the right, so the three of you are stuck in the middle.
Lord.
About 10 feet into the tunnel, Pilakka's gonna and then turn around and then hobble back. Come back. She's, take her time, shuffle back to these dead bodies and then hack off a big chunk of one of their thighs and then roll out a big leaf, untie some string, roll out a big leaf and then just cube up some of this meat and then wrap it in a nice little bundle and put it away.
Oh.
Fucking Ronan and I are sitting
That's
here
for
looking
later,
at
right?
food. Just walks up and goes, and we're like,
Oh,
what the fuck? Why?
And then wordlessly, she's just gonna turn back around with a bloody pouch
Bird.
and go back to the tunnel.
I'm just gonna drop the boot in my hands and be like, no, I don't care.
Bird, I would have gotten you cheese too.
I don't want to know.
Ronan sees this, watches the bird walk away, looks at the dwarf, hacks off a leg.
Don't follow, for example. She's not good. Wow, what is she? No, she's not good, bird. Don't take her as lifeless.
I put up my sword, put the leg in my mouth, and follow the bird.
Ronan, you can't just be doing. That's Donkor's problem.
I'm playing for this meat.
I want nothing to do with this.
Donkor,
I-
you have your back leaned against the wall, waiting for them to move out, so you can basically follow behind. You hear a no, don't do that. No, ow, and then you hear this kind of dragging noise. It's at this time that you see that your newfound friend, the not actually acid-burned dwarf, is walking through the room, sort of like a hound with a stick, but in this case, it just happens to be a human leg.
Abasi is just sitting there with his fist in his mouth,
That's probably not. That's not the only weird. I want nothing to do with this. Why?
I'm saving this for later.
Neff, can you keep a handle on your pet?
Can I get Ronan? Can you give me a fortitude save, please?
No.
I didn't eat it,
You put it in your mouth.
but I'm a goblin. Don't I have resistances?
We'll see.
I put weird things in my mouth all the
It's
time.
like a week old.
It's not
Literally.
not quite a week old.
She's 3 years old. She clearly has resistances to Lego pieces. Okay, it's fine. It'll work itself out.
It's not the most appetizing. This character didn't particularly bathe often. Being in tombs his whole life, he just didn't have an option to have the luxury of a bath. On top of that, it's like a three-day-old rotting corpse.
It's what my character would have done.
Okay, all right, you got it.
I would have seen her.
You bite down onto the clothed leg, and as you kind of drag it along, it's got a very suspicious aroma. It's one of those things that would turn the stomach of a normal man, but you're able to resist. Oh, don't even hit me with that.
Oh my
You're
god,
definitely
you can fucking
purifying a leg, okay?
To purify the leg, do it.
Can I do it to my cubed meat?
Totally. You butchered it down.
All right, I'm gonna sprinkle some mysterious purple herb in along with some salt, and I'm gonna shake it up like a shake and bake.
That's disgusting. I'm for
We're
it.
literally just in town a couple of hours ago. How are you so hungry that you... Why?
So I've got to ask, what does the next hour and a half long trek look like?
A lot of this.
Pull Pilakka's gonna just be trudging single-minded towards where we saw the crocodiles.
It's actually that's right out of your
That's
Directly,
outside, yeah.
directly out the hole.
Right,
I'm gonna steal one of their backpacks off the dead guys so that I can carry the rest of my shit.
Sure.
That's a smart move.
Between the three of them, there is only one backpack.
Thank God. That's all I need. Just one.
They were just supposed to come down and fetch a dead dwarf. They didn't think that they would need the kit and full caboodle. So, you are able to draw forth a medium-style backpack. Not super exceptional, just pretty mundane. Most of the goods in it are snapped, broken, or they've been ransacked by the players that are here. You collect it, don it, and then it seems as if Pilakka is ushering everyone outward. Pilakka, are you muttering anything? Are you keeping quiet about this?
Keep it quiet.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. It's probably a 10-minute trek through this small dug tunnel that took you guys a very, very long time to dig out, but inevitably it's going to lead you back to outside. The breeze is a welcoming one. It is the first bit of fresh air that you have since encountered. Well, now courtesy of Ronan and his stick.
Yeah.
You are external the tomb, right next to the River Sphinx.
I don't know about you guys. I don't ever want to go back in there again. At least that one.
I didn't want to go back in there in the first place.
Well, true.
Oh yeah, where will that? Seen us in the middle of a town, I imagine.
If you recall, you entered into the tomb very late. Unless you have dark vision, which a handful of you do, you're going to struggle to see. I think the only person that lacks dark vision is probably Donkor.
I have low light.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I
we
also
can
have
I think
low
we
light.
all have low light because I remember Zanjifar was the only one.
Zanjifar was fucked back in the day, yeah.
Desert nights actually get relatively cool. So, unless you're properly bundled, depending on how far you have to go, it's going to be a little brisk at times.
Back in my day.
But that's why I have +9 to survival. My past life, I was a dwarven streaker.
I have my 3 light globes lighting the way forward, hopping like little frogs.
Sure. You have a range at which you can cast your dancing globes. You can maneuver them downward as far as, I think, 100 feet plus 10 feet per level, or maybe 100 feet additionally per level. And you know that you're not that far to the water's edge. The River Sphinx, it flows, intensely so. It's constantly an alert to those that pass. It's one of the only signs of life, short of an oasis, that you may or may not stumble upon. Wati is that place in the sands that people go to rest. Somehow it just became a very large place. The river is before you. You hear the water freely flowing.
I cast a globe frog down to see how deep the river is.
Okay, can you give me your dancing lights? I want to see the range.
Sure.
Do it. He did it.
It is
Oh,
100
damn.
plus 10 feet per level. Okay, how far are you going out? How close are you positioning your body to the water's edge?
She'd walk right up to the edge.
Okay, all right. The moment that you get within 10 feet of the edge, you hear the hiss. It's the standard response from the scaly type at the water's edge. This burbling hiss.
I'm going to use disguise self and turn into a crocodile.
I don't know if you can do that. I think
It might be humanoid only.
some limitation. I'm pretty sure that you could do it within reason, but I think that might be
Well-
too far of a stretch.
I'm okay if he turns into a crocodile. It's still not going to know his smell and he's still going to get eaten.
I see that the bird's in danger, so I hawk the leg of the crocodile.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I cannot change my creature type, but I can appear as another subtype. Can I turn into a crocodile person, like Donkor?
Yeah, feasibly. It stands within reason that you could, so long as you have seen that creature or that person. Yeah, it's within reason.
I think I've seen Donkor transform.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we
luck
all
has
have,
met
yeah.
all kinds.
Give me a disguise.
Have you?
Okay.
Yeah, in the bar, didn't you? One day I think
It wasn't in the bar. It
Transformed
was.
to save,
Literally in the middle of town.
It was in.
Bar.
Yeah, it was in the middle.
I'm gonna take a reroll. You can have that one.
It sort of looks like a shittily drawn crocodile.
One eye is really, really big and one eye is really, really small, and his fucking snout's bent.
It's just like a cartoon hippopotamus.
It's
Oh my god, he is
Not
the
even the right
I'll
app.
fucking do it again meme.
Okay, so you said that you've come up to huck the leg. You said at the crocodile.
Yeah, well, just like not at it, but like in its general direction.
We're all gonna die.
So I want to ask here from Ronan's perspective. Let me set the scene for you. Okay.
Please let him chuck the leg at the Sphinx in disguise. I just want her to take severed leg in the face.
You birth from this newfound mouth that you have created in the sand that you guys have disguised with a tarp. You've covered it up and you've managed to mark the area with a javelin. But as you exit, Pilakka makes haste as much as she possibly can down to the water's edge. And by the time she reaches the birth of the actual river itself, you're probably, 15, 20 feet away. She immediately begins to change. Her hands begin to move. You get that sense of her preparing a spell. And then she visibly starts to take the form of a bipedal alligator.
A naked one.
Yes, this crocodilian-like creature standing. What does Ronan do?
Well, I was more responding to the hiss because it would take a second for it to transform, right? So as we came out,
yeah,
we
I
would
think so.
get. I think I would know a crocodile's hiss.
I don't think you're. I don't think you're foreign to it. Probably not super common, but I don't think you're foreign to it.
Right. So I would see that the bird's going down to the water. I would recognize the hiss, and then just immediately chuck it. So I think I would anticipate that before the full transformation would perform. Right. I mean, it's going to take more than 60 seconds.
No, it's going to take 6 seconds. It's a standard action, so it's literally like as soon as she begins, it starts changing her body. So you will hear the hiss, and if you react specifically entirely on that, then you can.
Yeah, it was just the reaction to the hiss period.
So what it looks like is you hear this hiss, and then you just huck this leg. Give me a strength check.
Oh God, I'm gonna kill someone.
No, I don't think so.
Good thing I'm not raged. I don't even know what I rolled.
At 11, you toss this leg into the river. It doesn't go extremely far. You can't really get a ton of footing as you try to use the momentum of the twist in the body. Your foot kind of gives way on the sand, and it kind of breaks a little bit of your momentum. But you manage to heave this leg into the water, and it takes about 2 to 3 seconds before you hear the roll. A few snaps, and then the sound of turbulence in the water. There is something moving, like a torrent of scales. Some bits glowing back eyes on the river itself. You're familiar, at least enough, with these type of creatures. You can guess that you've sort of issued a mild feeding frenzy.
Nice.
When you turn to look back at Pilakka, there stands a bipedal crocodile. A naked bipedal crocodile, probably about 5 or 6 feet tall.
Did I see Donkor transform earlier? I don't think I did.
No, Zanjifar
that was Zanjifar did. That's right.
You've never seen a crocodile do this, though.
I unsheath my weapon and start walking towards it.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's the dumbass bird shown way more than I ever wanted to see.
But that's like a pretty big.
Well, and like 2 days ago, I might have agreed with you. The problem is I've been around her for like 3 days now, and my whole perception of reality is broken.
So let me get this straight. She's a bird lady, an old lady, and a giant crocodile lady.
Well, I think she's just a bird lady.
She's
also
many
been
ladies.
a giant one. That was interesting. Abasi had to carry her around for that.
Don't miss that.
Pilakka turns into an exact copy of Ronan and says,
She's whatever she wants to be.
Well, I used to know rat folks sounded a little like that.
I'm leaving.
Give me, let's go. I want to utilize your disguise on this one too. If you were going to try to imitate here, let's hear your disguise voice. Okay, give me a sense motive, Ronan.
Oh no.
Please just crit fail this.
I don't know if I want to keep it.
No,
Did you
wanna
guys
keep
know that I'm here?
re-roll it. No, don't keep
Oh,
that. Keep
totally keep that.
I'm keeping that.
Ronan.
Story 3. Come on.
You almost never break your eyes away, but you're assured. You are assured by Abasi and his puckery red state that this is normal. She's capable of being a lot of things. And when you avert your eyes back, still unsure of what you're quite looking at, it's like a mirror. And it feels almost accurate. There's just something off about the voice. What's odd is that this version of you is naked. So, since you've never seen Ronan naked, what is your exaggeration like here?
Yeah, not what's reality. What's your exaggeration? Where are you at?
A noticeable curve to the left.
Are you dragging a carpet behind yourself, or have you never met sand before?
Boys.
You're right.
It's for my fanfics. I need to know.
I'd ship.
Wait, am I actually describing what I look like naked?
No, this is for the
Okay.
bird. This is the bird's interpretation.
The bird's describing what they think you look like.
Oh. I also thought that we were asking Ryu that question.
I don't have enough booze for this.
Whatever he's got, I'm about 2 inches longer.
So that's the only perfect response.
That is the only difference.
Ronan's having a midlife crisis. No.
I believe it's me, so I'm like, yeah, I'm looking pretty good.
I've never been more turned on by me. You should have played a bard.
You know, Ronan, you're looking pretty fit.
I mean, I was in the fighting pits for years. I look great.
Let's just remember, none of us have actually ever seen actual Ronan.
Well, that's the point. You had to make up
Right,
dimensions.
so now all of us think Ronan is like a fucking footstool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abasi's just stuffing his kilt.
I'm curious. Do you holster your blade? Do you sheath it?
No.
I guess since I'm convinced. I mean, I would be convinced, right? If I got a 3 on sense motive, and then they're telling me that this happens all the time, right? I would believe that.
Okay.
I guess I would sheath my weapon and be like, I wouldn't even say anything. I would probably just stand there.
Pilakka just says in her best imitation,
My eyes are up here.
and then transforms back into a bird and throws him a cube of human meat.
Oh,
I catch it and eat it.
Pilakka pats him on the head.
give me a reflex. I just want to see where this is going. Are you like going out of your way to catch this with your mouth? Are you trying to just like snatch it out of the air? How do you respond?
I catch it with my mouth.
Oh no,
100%.
this is full teppanyaki. Like, come on, like Japanese steakhouse. Let's go.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Ronan with style and grace. Describe it to me, bud. How does this look? The meat catching, not the dong.
I don't even know what a
Hey, are
25
they
on
mutually
catching food with my
exclusive?
mouth would look like.
I set
I
the
juggle it on my
DC.
tongue.
I set the DC at like 12.
Just like have it reach your mouth and then like flip without moving your head, so it just turns and your whole body rotates on the spot and you land.
I do that.
Come on, push the button.
Isn't there a video game like that where like you do a backflip when you feed it food or something?
I'm sure there are a lot of
Dragon
video
Media
games.
Legends on my daughter's iPhone. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Probably Echo the Dolphin.
Pokemon.
No, you leave Echo alone.
It's Pokemon. When you take care of the Pokemon, you give them a berry, and they're like, "Thanks for the berry."
Yep.
And then they do a flip or something.
Yeah.
Or
Good
something.
Eevee. I don't know.
Eevee.
On
It's
this
been a while.
week's episode of Scales and Front Tails, yeah, definitely. It's
Um,
bizarre for sure. You collect.
Not sure I wouldn't watch that show.
You collect the rotting bit. You manage to capture it in your mouth. I'm assuming that due to just sheer size, you just quickly make short news of it. Okay. He responds in kind. He's able to capture it. That's easy enough. Makes light work of it. What's your plan now?
We want to. It's dark, but I want to try to find the big stone crocodile.
That was behind you, actually, and it's gone. The stone crocodile itself, the stone bits are still there. They still rest in the sand. But give me perception. Let's see.
Ooh, I'm not going to re-roll that.
Okay. Pilakka, you glean the area, trying to take in anything that might set off your magic sense. It might look like it's just out of place. Something too large, something too small. And what you happen to notice is that, short of going into the water yourself, well, it doesn't really give you much information. Your dancing light is basically quashed by the pressure. You don't really know how deep it goes, but your light fades out.
Okay. I'm going to back away from the edge, kind of rejoin the group.
As you
Yeah.
step closer to the edge.
And if they're kind of close together, I'm just going to position myself right in the middle.
Okay. She returns back to the group, not exceedingly satisfied. There
And
seems,
just sit down like an angry child.
there seems to be some frustrations here. Everyone is mildly frustrated.
Abasi's holding himself shivering in the night. Well, are we going? Are we staying?
No
What are you doing?
Sphinx.
You don't say.
No clothes either.
Well, then I don't suggest we stick around here, to be honest with you. Otherwise, it's not only a waste of time, but we're not really doing anything.
Who do we ask then? Mend woman?
We need.
What are our leads?
I'm gonna do oh hold on. Am I? Sphinx woman! I'm just gonna yell once.
This
Real
is what
loud.
our life has come down to. She's screaming into the void.
It's
You know,
swallowed
it's
by
not-
the night air. No response back.
You
Donkor
know, that's
replies.
not a bad idea. Actually, going to the Mentor's Road, that we actually have information now that we can use. Perhaps, or questions at the very least. It might be worth exploring if we can't figure out anything else.
Questions beget answers. Shall we go?
I think it's our only option now.
Yeah, probably, because I don't think anybody else has any bright ideas. The last bright idea actually led us with more questions than we needed.
Perhaps a
Everyone almost half dead. Or dead.
perhaps a nice rest. I could start us a fire. It is quite late. I am quite tired.
It is late. The cool air is a reminder that you're still far enough away from the desert sun at this point that while making it back to town seems nice to be in a bed, it is a small trek, and Abasi is rather cold.
Are there any trees nearby? Palm trees, maybe?
Not near you. Wood is a bit of a scarcity in the immediate area, which is why we saw Farhan react as upset as he did when a great sword was put through the slat of the floor.
Right. Any, like, bamboo or shrubbery that's common?
There are some mild bits of greenery that grow up around the water's edge itself. You are capable of gathering that and bring it up, but usually it is like the home to some of the other, I want to say, the fish life, the local, like the smaller fish, they use it as a home. So if you wish to pluck that, you'll probably end up capturing some of the local flora and fauna.
It's not going to keep us warm, though. So if we wanted to rest before we go back to town, then back inside the tomb is probably the best idea. And if we really need wood to burn, we can disassemble our chariot. But I'm going to say it's either that or we trek through the cold back to town while tired.
Could I get a heal from you? Pilakka, you're aware. You've been around for a long time. You've met many people in your time existing in this place. What you're seeing right now in Abasi is something... Well, one, it looks incredibly uncomfortable. But two, you don't really know the extent of the damage. You understand that people are in and of the same. They remind you of onions. There's layers. And
most of mine have been melted off.
Yeah, you can tell that he's been peeled back. He actually needs some kind of medical care. A cleric, proper apothecary ointment, anything to bring down some of this acid burn.
Okay. So we're thinking we should probably get back to town sooner. She's gonna like grab Abasi by the chin and study his face.
No, I look different. It's true. I'm missing a lot of what was dwarfish about me.
I'm gonna put my healing hex on him. Just slowly pressing my hand into his face, like as he's talking.
So this basically functions like a cure light. What you know that this is again, like outside of game mechanic, it's a more of an at-home effect. When you heal someone, it's going to bring up that health bar of sorts, right? It's just going to lift their HP pool.
Okay.
But it doesn't actually do anything for the damage itself.
Okay.
Like, it's like if someone hit you with a bleeding effect, right? Like you could heal that health back, but until you suture the wound, it's just going to keep bleeding.
Right. Okay.
That said, I am injured.
So I'm still going to cast it, and I was going to either way. Let me give you a...
Abasi just keeps talking into your hand, like fucking blonde hairs sticking out between your fingers, and his cracked iris just stares at you, and he's like,
You feel some of the pain recede briefly as you're basically touched with this hex. It's a little different than the magic that you may be used to using. The divination itself is more cooling. This feels cool, but it's got a hint of burn to it, and it might feel a bit more like what you would expect from a witch. Magic's odd. Their arcane energies swell within them very differently.
It's grandma magic. You're getting that icy hot.
It's also not the first time I've received grandma magic, thankfully.
Grandma magic.
And
Do you get that at the yard sale, like the magic yard sale?
It's been hard to get so far. I have distinct memories of bathing in acid under my head, going, I'm dying, and I'm watching the bird touch the cat and go, you got a boo-boo on your paw pads, I see. And he's like, help me!
Oh.
So So now when we say he needs attention, I mean, if it was a wound, I could suture it potentially. I have a fishing line, but if it's like just a burning and like kind of like a melting thing, he's probably gonna need. Yeah, he's gonna need like some cream. Are any of these plants in the riverbed useful for like soothing? Do they have any aloe vera properties?
Negative. You would have to find the apothecary in town. There are a few people in town that might be able to carry like an aloe plant, but it would be a specialty piece.
Okay, I'm gonna reach down and like while I have them, and just like grab a handful of mud and just slap it onto his face.
Oof.
He's just gonna close his eyes as the mud hits him and he goes, "You better start running. This rock will slow me down, but don't think you're gonna get away."
You're welcome. And she's gonna let him go, and then with absolutely no hurry, just start tottering off towards town.
Gonna wipe the mud off his face with one hand and throw it on the ground. I hate this party. I do.
I love you too.
And I hate it when you guys almost get killed. So yeah, I'm gonna go follow Pilakka.
You look very personable for a merchant.
You're not giving me money.
He's got a point.
Well, then I'll just keep the money I have, I guess.
Okay. Pilakka begins to move. You've expressed your disinterest with her continued immediate company, and she makes way back to the town. You know that it's about an hour in the direction of Wati, and the sand is unforgiving. While the pads of your feet are thick, as it pulls up around your feet, it is a consistent burning. It's almost like light sandpaper is being pulled against each of your toes.
Yeah, this sucks. I'm wearing what really is just like mom's favorite comforter wrapped around my waist as a kilt. It's been partially melted. I have no other clothes, a backpack, I'm covered in burns, I have mud in my nose.
And your burn wounds.
And I'm functionally walking on sandpaper for the next 2 hours.
Can I...
Give me, the rest of the party, give me a perception.
Ooh.
Pilakka is very forward thinking in this, and eyes don't quite leave the path. Very one-tracked. Ronan, Neferani, Donkor, you especially, you were able to pick up on the pain. Donkor, you can see immediately where it stems from. One, the skin, again, is in pretty rough condition, but you notice that there is this mild, hidden hiss as he steps down with every step, trudging forward. When you glance back, Donkor, as the others kind of follow your head, you can see that his eyes never quite leave the ground. He just walks and he views this tread, just making sure that you all stay within distance. You peer back behind him, Donkor, and some of the sand that's left behind has bits of blood on it.
You know, I kind of wish that I had something for your feet. They definitely don't look good, and the last thing I want you to have is an infection.
How much do you weigh, dwarf? I mean, I don't always ask ladies, but...
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, no, like around 14 stone, maybe?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Exactly!
I think he's too heavy for you.
How much is
But-
14 stone?
I need to go trans-
Tell me American numbers.
How much is 14 stone in pounds?
I thought it was like 100 pounds.
196 pounds.
196 pounds.
Oh, I can carry you.
Yeah.
Let's
That
fucking
sounds
do
about
this.
right.
Yeah.
I can carry your ass to town if you'd like. Because I have a carry weight limit of 262.
It's going to be a pretty top-heavy situation there.
Can you balance him on you? Like I don't.
What I
Like-
think it's sort of like it's making me think of Craven from Spider-Man, who's got like the lion draped over his shoulder, but it's just Abasi like laying like he's Burt Reynolds over his shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, I'm all ready for Burt Reynolds to be laid across my shoulder.
I'm gonna stop really quickly and open up my backpack, and I have a blanket. Could we cut up the blanket and like lash it
booties?
around your ankles?
I would turn that on. I don't know if I want the goblin to carry me, but something from me feet would be nice.
I have no problem carrying him.
I literally can't get sick. I'm a paladin.
I just
Still-
need someone to take my sword, and then I can carry the dwarf.
You also realize that theoretically, while it's probably a little slower, you could essentially Balto his ass back by laying the blanket down, having him lay on it, and then pull the blanket.
Like mush?
Yes.
I'm sorry if that's a dated reference, if you guys haven't seen Balto.
Oh, I got it immediately.
I would need someone to say that to me because I would not think of that.
I don't think I would think of that either.
Like, I don't think a goblin would think of Alaskan dog sled racing.
Okay. Can I hold on?
As a tortured crusader, this is really gonna fuck him up.
I have an idea. So hold on. Is Ronan actively trying to solve this problem?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Can I roll inspire confidence?
You totally can. And tell me, what does this look like?
This looks like me, because I'm down on the ground with my backpack, and I don't I'm offering the blanket, and it's not really a good idea. And I'm looking at the fucking goblin, discussing putting him on his shoulder, and I'm thinking maybe he could have a better idea. So I'm just gonna kind of bring my bongos out and kind of like subtly play like something, because I don't want it to be like, hey, I'm gonna have this impromptu concert in the middle of the fucking desert while we're trying to hit his thing, but kind of look at him like, is there maybe another idea that you could think of?
Give me perception. Ronan, please.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh my God, Ronan, you're really in it, right? You're in that thinking man pose. You're prepared to really drum up something juicy on this.
Damn it,
as
I
you're
have a thing for this. Hold on.
Mid-thought, you look over, and the look that Neferani's given you is that Jack Nicholson look, the like big eyes, just a nod.
Don't you have a better idea?
Wow. Okay, so instead of the cat, imagine the cat being a goblin and watch that video and play it on stream. You won't regret this.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, look, I have advertisements.
Same.
Please play that on stream for them.
Okay.
I have a scene just for that too.
Why am I not surprised? That you asked what it looked like? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God, it's a minute and 37 seconds. What the hell
It
is wrong
just
with you?
keeps going.
You know who does not look impressed by that at all? Nick.
Nick, yeah.
Nick's like, my bird does real shit, not this sun exploding bullshit.
You're muted.
No, I was very impressed. I just got past it and distracted. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. The look, like, because I looked at everybody's faces and you were just like, whatever.
Yeah, this isn't D&D.
Sorry.
right. Fucking.
Can you guys role play, please? Get into character.
That is my character.
Ronan.
Is the cat.
Are you struck with?
I'm struck with confidence.
Yes, confidence,
inspiration,
and inspiration. Yes. Do you have a moment of clarity? Is there something that really shines through?
I look at the rug, and I look at him, and I look at my hands, and I think about cheese. I throw the dwarf immediately on the blanket, grab the ends of the blanket.
Follow me, cat lady. I know the way.
I really don't. I'm just following the bird.
Abasi just hits the carpet like, oh, why in the what are you doing? He's grabbing out of the carpet like, oh, what?
The funny part is,
I imagined coming into this party and Abasi throwing me around, but this whole time
It's been the other way around.
Abasi around.
All right, I'm just gonna put my stuff back in the backpack and put my bongo back behind me and just kind of head shake and.
Pilakka's gonna like see this going down. Maybe she like totters off like 10 or 12 feet before she realizes, and then turns around and kneels down and starts tying a rope to Abasi's waist. And then I'm gonna use my levitate hex.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're gonna notice the feather that's now attached to
Are you
Abasi.
gonna take your staff and put like a piece of flesh hanging down from it?
This is excellent.
Yes.
I want to fill the cauldron with meat and dried fish, and I'm gonna give Ronan a couple too. Like as I'm working, I'll just toss him a couple.
Congratulations, you are officially a dwarven balloon.
Congratulations, you've won.
She's just like,
If there's not fan art of this by tomorrow, I'm gonna be upset. That's all I gotta say.
cargo. What's happening here?
You're more of a connector.
I'm gonna walk behind and just.
He's the engine.
You
I
know,
don't know if I
had
know what an
plenty-
engine is.
I'm the little goblin that could.
You know, I had plenty of ideas, but this is much more amusing. So, have at it.
You
I really thought my life couldn't get any worse after, they killed me family, but well, here we are floating through the desert. My kids hanging out.
I'm giving you a magic carpet ride, man. This is a one-time offer.
You saw
I
a
have a
goblin
kilt on.
dick?
It's not
Did it
exactly
kill?
covered.
You saw one gob dick. You know that my gob dick's roughly the same size.
Roughly.
Company.
I'm
You're like one of
behind
those
you,
tiny
and
dogs
you're
the rich
fine.
people have. I'm just stuck here floating like a fat sack. And I can feel the wind. I know my ass is out.
Technically, like all of you could get.
Are you laying on the blanket Superman style? What the fuck?
I just got thrown on it and then it went up, and I had nothing to do with any of that.
But you can adjust yourself. Are you just like?
He only has a kilt that is functionally a wrap that just goes from his waist back around to his waist and hangs down a little bit.
Can I
If
roll
it's
to
any-
see if I can see his ass?
It's also got a rope around it now, so it's a little sturdier.
Yeah, it won't come off, but his ass will definitely fly out the back end.
I'm just waiting at this point for them to be running, and then you see Ronan come to a stop and turn around. I can show you the world.
He stops too quickly and I just float away.
If I rage,
No, come back, you bastards!
Wow.
if I rage, I can pull the entire party on the carpet.
That's gross.
That's amazing.
It's almost 1,200 dragger push.
I have 1,500 dragger push just as Abasi. You and I together,
I'm
we
under
could-
3 foot tall.
I'm only 4'2".
Ronan-
You and I together could drag that chariot.
Ronan
think-
looks back
Both
to
of you on
Abasi as he's pulling him. It's like,
almost as tall as I am.
Abasi, I can be your bodyguard.
Throw me
He's like-
throw me the lamp.
He's just like over the blanket like this going, I don't know what that means at this point.
I can be your long lost pal.
And for you, when I get down from here, we're gonna have words.
So if it's way under,
Block is just
I could-
looking down on you.
I could move at double time, couldn't I? Since
Well, I mean, it's theoretically you could move faster. It's not as if you are currently being held back by the weight. He is floating, but would you just full on sprint knowing that this rope is still tethered to his leg? You might cause lasting damage. Floating or not, you're still pulling his body.
yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go regular pace then.
I figured as much. But it's going to be easy enough. Easy enough when you make it back to town. Just how long will you have this hex running? All the way back to Farhan's?
I don't know how long. I think I can use it for an hour per level.
Yeah, like 3 hours, which is way longer than you need it to be.
That's perfect then.
If you float me in the second story window of the Tooth and Hookah, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I don't think I have enough.
Thing?
I don't think I can carry you. I don't think I have enough carry weight. Oh no, it's just I can cast levitate once per day, and then levitate lasts. Oh no, it's only 1 minute per level. I can do this for 3 minutes.
Oh, that's nice. So for 3 minutes, everything is good in the world.
And then I hit the ground really hard when it unexpectedly just loses fucking power.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you were floating. I think just the bird was floating. Right?
Yeah, I hitched myself to you.
Yeah, but
so that as I was levitating.
Yeah, it's like a leash.
Well, it's like a kid with a balloon, but it's a dwarf with a bird balloon.
Exactly. And then I'm holding the staff like a fishing rod over.
I mean, I didn't even draw, and I want to draw this like.
over Ronan.
I'm to get MS Paint and just sketch this out.
All right. Either way, doesn't really matter how it happens. You have the most interesting return experience. Lots of Abasi not having a great time. Plenty of Pilakka being
I've
upset.
been going through my stats here, seeing if I get any kind of bonus from like all his darkness for having to deal with this shit.
Donkor still trudges on. And
this is probably the most amusing thing I've seen in any past couple of days, yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
Pilakka's like dangling it and like giving it a shake, so like the movement attracts his eyes and lets him get close to it a little bit.
After an hour and a half, you will arrive back to Wati. You arrive particularly at this location. I'm going to pull everyone over to the larger map. Bam.
Oh, so bright!
You're near the floating yard. This is where you previously had exited this establishment. By establishment, I mean the city itself. This is not exactly the nicest of areas. In fact, it's regarded as their slums. This is where you will see most of the inaction of the people here. If you're curious and you're watching at home, it is this area right here. It should be pinged.
So it's like the District 9 of the town.
Sort of.
Right, like they're kind of floating, right?
Yes.
It's like mini water world.
Yes.
Like shallow water world.
Pond world.
Short world.
Short world indeed. You will quickly make it back to the area. You're good. It's late. Most of the people that were discussing the events that happened, well, they've gone off to bed. Nothing else exciting has happened. The clouds have set away. There is no longer cracks of lightning, thunder echoing off of the landscape.
These people are high. I would have taken all my belongings, put it on a fucking camel, and never looked back.
What I will say is that, as far as you're aware, the black sand still remains. It is still sparse, but it's as far as you can immediately see when entering into the town. You don't recall it being outside of the city, but traveling in, it covers most everything, as most of the sand here does. It's late. It's very, very late. Do you decide to go to sleep? Do you wish to take reprieve from the night air? Are you heading off to a temple?
I think it would be best to go back to the Tooth and Hookah, regain our strength here.
Okay. Okay. Is everyone in agreement on this?
Yeah. I'll maybe send Gidok to split off and see if he can either purchase or nab some soothing medicinal herbs in the chaos of the city.
Okay.
Do you part? People are like riding.
Do you part with any coin for him?
Yes, I give them a little pouch that to wear around his neck with 5 gold in it.
Okay. Gidok will run off. He kind of sticks to building sides wherever it feels safest. The city, while mostly asleep, there are still some active parties. You would likely believe that the Pook is still alive and moving. But he's gone for now. Entering into the tooth and hookah. Silence.
As we're getting dragged in, Abasi's just looking up Ronan going, I'm not saying that it's not a bad idea, it's not a good idea. What I am saying is that's a really nice chariot in the tomb, and if we put the dog soldiers in front of it, you'd have dogs and the chariot. That's like the best weapon we can hope for. Chariot dogs, Ronan, think of it. They'd be so fast.
I need a nap.
Yeah, you're the only person apparently awake. Good job on being, well, carried here.
It's eerie.
Would it be carried?
It's eerie in the tooth and hookah at this late. The hookah smoke is no longer existent, though hookahs are on every bar. Farhan is nowhere to be seen. The stage is empty. It's cool. The night air seems to breeze in through the lattice-like ceiling. Eerie, but still nice.
Well, I'm going upstairs. I'll see you guys in a moment. I'm sure Abasi is going to be an old man and take 9 years to get up the stairs.
Pilakka's going to make right for her room.
Do you say that as in like sarcasm, or is there something more behind your words there?
Complete sarcasm.
Complete sarcasm. Okay. Give me a sense motive, Abasi.
You saw it on my face, didn't you?
Yes.
I was like, what am I going to do with this?
You're able to read it as sarcasm. It seems that even in his sleeplessness, wit still remains. His charm is not quite showing through, especially considering the things that you've gone through, but it's still there. Do you say anything? You just brush it off?
No, just let it go. It's late.
Yeah. Okay.
He's been in a bad mood since the tomb itself, so.
Sure.
It's almost fucking died.
You ascend the steps to your abode, climbing to the second story so you can go into your 4-room establishment at the Tooth and Hookah. Let me zoom in here, and I'll allow each of you to establish where you are.
Okay.
To the front. Actually, let's take your tokens off to the side. Whoops. Where?
Is it shift?
It's either shift or control.
It's alt.
That'll do, pig.
It's like, it's one of these buttons. I know it is.
And I'm going to make sure that I put each of you on top. Bam.
Oh, baby.
To the front. Okay. Now, each of you can depict your location on the map, wherever you'd like to go. As you climb the second set of steps, entering the second floor, who is the first to enter?
More than likely, as soon as we walked in, I would have made my way upstairs after making my remark.
Okay. Can I get perceptions, please, from everyone that's deciding to scale? If you wish to be upstairs, let's see what you got.
Oh, it is all, isn't it?
Good rolls from everybody here. Ronan with an 18, Pilakka with a 13, Donkor with a massive 28, Neferani with a 9, and Abasi with a 24.
I can see the dust on the walls.
Abasi.
They haven't cleaned in here.
Abasi,
those bastards.
You were very, very close, but the only one who's seen this is Donkor.
What am I seeing?
Normal vision would not have captured this, but your attention to detail as a merchant has trained you to peer at just about anything that seems off. Now, a lot of people would describe your lot as that, very off, different. But there's something concise and neat about your home situation. When you enter in, it feels all as normal. But something catches your eye. Actually, it's an eye.
An eye caught your eye.
At the top of the fountain, tucked amidst the carved leaves, there is what looks to be an eye.
Okay, so first thing Donkor is going to do is he's going to look up at the lattice to see if it's been broken through again.
Sure, give me perception.
For the third time.
It doesn't seem as if the lattice has been broken. It looks as if everything is still in place to protect yourselves. Abasi, you would likely notice that Donkor has stopped, and now he's cycling his head around, peering at the lattice roof.
He's usually pretty observant. We've been attacked in here a couple of times. I don't have any way to defend myself, but I'll be more on guard.
Okay. Do you say anything to him?
I'll get near him and stop, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to figure that if he hasn't said anything and something's up, he'll let me know down the line. And if nothing's up, then I'm being overly paranoid, but it wouldn't be the first time that Abasi's been overly paranoid.
Sure. Ronan, Pilakka, and Neferani. You're none the wiser, at least yet. What does Donkor do? Do you leave the eye? Do you say anything?
No, he's going to go to the fountain and he's going to probably look at it closer, and then he's going to find something that he can grab the eye with without putting his bare hands onto it. More than likely, if there's like a pillow or something nearby, he'll just, without even worrying about it, he'll probably tear it up to like get the cloth from it.
Sure.
And then be able to grab the eye from the fountain.
Okay. What are you doing with the pillow's innards? Mostly, I'm concerned.
Just throwing them away.
Okay. You're just basically heaving out just a slew of emu feathers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pilakka would be interested in that, probably.
This is probably...
I won't read to my room, but she will pick it up when she comes out in the morning.
Okay. This is probably at least news for Abasi. Abasi, you watch on, and you see him immediately strip down a pillow, breaking apart the insides, throwing it to the corner. Just heaps of feathers as he just continues to throw and then emptying out the pillow. Moves back over to the fountain. And do you grab this, or do you just cover it?
I grab it out of the fountain with the cloth that I got.
Okay. He gingerly takes this cloth, this now emptied pillow, and seems to remove something from the top of it.
Afterwards, Donkor will likely inspect it a little bit closer, just to confirm that it is an eye.
Okay.
And while turning around to the rest of the group and say, someone's not only been here, but they've left us a gift. There's an eye in our fountain. Like an actual eye.
Well, that reeks of Pilakka to me.
Pilakka, you hear your name called out. It's Abasi. That reeks of Pilakka to me.
Fountain's haunted coxgun.
Pilakka sticks her head out the door, only her head, and looks around.
Peering into the room. See that most of the others have disappeared, but the main room seems to still hold Abasi, Donkor, and Ronan.
I'm going to hit the detect magic.
Okay.
And we all just died to wild magic.
Is the eye cooked or not cooked?
I just got to live with that chance.
No.
Sure.
You're not eating this.
It was for science.
You
I wouldn't know
are
that.
able to determine that that there is magic here, particularly in his hands. Aside from the sword that is at his belt side, whatever is in his hands happens to be magical.
I'm gonna walk right up to him, try to get a closer peek at it.
Still in the magical spectrum?
Yes.
Okay. Peering into the spectrum, you see a magic that is very similar to yours. It looks to be some kind of sphere. Peering with the opposite eye, it is a humanoid eyeball.
You seem quite taken by whatever this actually might be. Here, have it.
Donkor hands it to Pilakka as she gets closer.
Pilakka's gonna draw the cloth over it and then take it into her room.
Okay.
A good conversation. Thank you for letting us know that it might either be dangerous or you're going to eat it.
She slams the door.
And there's that. Don't worry, Ronan. You might actually never have a humanoid snack again. Why? You know what? I'm going to my room.
A lot of you are such social butterflies.
Listen, I just found an eye in the fountain that apparently, well, Pilakka's took his extreme interest in and then locked herself away. Something's either going to explode or we need to be ready and well rested. Or both. Probably both.
Do you move back to your
I'm
room?
voting both.
Yeah. That's a fine Neferani looks like in the room.
Isn't that the room that I had been in with the
Nope.
the gnome?
You are in that one. Yep.
Okay.
I was waiting for the awkward conversation where we walk into the room and Abasi goes, I know you kissed me, but why you put me in bed? It's kind of weird.
Well, so I'll have been like face planted on the bed, like not having heard any of the eye conversation. When if you say anything when you come in, I'll just like stumble back to my actual room. Like there's a great, I think it's Tiana from Princess and the Frog, where she just walks in and like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's basically what she's done. Like,
face
I'm
bed.
out. Teenage time. Good night.
Ronan, that sort of leaves you and Abasi.
So, you come here often?
Abasi goes to facepalm and then remembers how much everything hurts and stops. He's like, you know what, Ronan? Today's been a great day. Thank you for dragging me through the desert. At least you attempted to care more than the people I've known since I got here. I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow I'm gonna find new pants. And that's all I'm thinking about right now.
Okay.
Abasi just like waits that long for the response. He goes,
Are you saying this while I'm walking by you, by the way? Or after?
I guess it could have been while you were coming around, seeing as he just went in the room.
All right. It was my blanket. My eyes aren't even open. I'm just.
Abasi just sighs. He's like, it's such a competition to show who cares about their friends.
You said no one but.
He just unties the leash from his waist and throws it on the floor.
Okay.
And then goes to bed.
I go to the water fountain and take a swig, but I don't swallow. And then I gargle, and then I spit the water back into the fountain.
All right.
And then I go in the room with Neferani and like curl up on the end of the bed like a cat.
You got it.
But we have an empty room.
It'll probably remain empty, at least
So-
for a little while.
Well, maybe.
Jamara rejoins the party.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Tonight is a bit of a break. Not that it's not needed, but you're given your reprieve. Before you head off to bed, Bird Lady, Pilakka, what does your evening look like now that you have walked into the room with this eye?
Pilakka paints a crude raccoon on the wall and then points the eye at it. and then just leaves it there.
You can see on the rear side of the eye that there are hexes that have been carved into the eye itself. You're familiar with the magic. It's rudimentary, it's divination, and it's a technique to, well, make sure you find information. They didn't have to break in for this. They just had to have a little bit of dexterity. Luckily, it's a lattice roof, so they were just capable of dropping it in. But now you point it at a raccoon on the wall. One that you've drawn. Is this raccoon doing anything?
If it was me, it would be flipping them off. But no, it's just kind of like it just looks really stupid.
Okay, all right.
It's like, let's check back on our spy network. What is it? Me.
You've got to have one on the opposite wall. That's a dab coon.
He's like the hacker in a fantasy universe.
Yeah, kind of your Radical Ed, yeah.
Perfect.
And I wasn't even thinking about that. Can I try to reverse engineer the spell that's on it?
Oh, now you're definitely the hacker.
I want to know how to make a CNI.
Make friends with Kilrog.
What do you have? What are you hoping to use to make this happen?
Life.
I have read magic, and that's not really what read magic does. I mean, really, she just has detect magic and the ability to see magic, and obviously an understanding of magic and spell work. So she would kind of just have to like try to see how it's laid out, try to see the threads and what the weave looks like. I'm starting to use Warhammer terms.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's currently with your current state of power. No, you are unable to. But if only you hadn't lost your mojo, you'd be able to reverse engineer this like that, getting through it pretty quickly.
Man, in my better days.
Yep.
Back in my day, I would have been able to reverse engineer this back into their Stone Age.
Our party is 2 retired old dudes and fucking 3 children going on an adventure.
You should have seen me when I was 11,000 years old. I was capable of so much.
I was capable of even making myself appear younger. It's like making that Xbox looks vintage.
Jesus.
I can fly for a lot longer than 3 minutes.
You certainly could.
There's a joke there.
Somewhere.
Can't quite
I'm also
find
gonna
where the joke
Not
is.
touching that.
I'm also gonna fold up the pillowcase remnants around the eye so it can only look at the raccoon. Otherwise, it's just looking in the pillow.
Okay.
I don't know if it can spin.
Can you hear music at all?
Mm-mm.
In the game?
I can.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
I can hear it.
Oh,
It just turned off.
all right. Let's try it again because I'm not hearing anything. So I'm gonna refresh.
Back in my day when I was 200 instead of 2 million, I was able to summon a super
There it
dragon.
is.
Not just any ordinary dragon.
Suddenly, you're my grandfather.
Yeah, actually, I'm not hearing anything at all.
Your grandfather summoned dragons?
Was his name Shinron?
Holy shit!
Will you not like tell people information about me, please?
See, what
Nice.
happened was I had to walk 15 miles to summon the nearest dragon.
Man, why? Oh, tell you what, man, it can be hot garbage at times. I love it. I want it to work better, but it's just not working.
I can hear
Oh,
it.
I thought you were talking about dragons. I've been able to hear the background music
Back
even when
then,
it's off.
technology used to work.
I literally turned it off. Like
I can see that it's off and I can still hear it.
Music used to play, but nowadays music just don't play no more.
That Civilization OST.
I would recommend you refreshing. If you can hear it, you shouldn't be able to because I turned it off.
All right,
Because
favor,
I
I'm gonna
literally
refresh this.
couldn't hear it at all.
Well, I'm refreshing my page because technology works. Back in my day, it used to work.
Well, now it's quiet. Now there's no fun music anymore.
Right,
this
yeah,
is lame.
now all the fun is dead, thanks.
Now I hear
I
mods.
have music.
Thank you. That's what I needed. Perfect.
Bless you.
Abasi, my chat log, my spells that I don't have.
Morning comes a little too quickly. You were hoping to have a bit more of a reprieve, but you cannot rest long enough.
Seems like morning's coming faster nowadays. It's kind of weird.
Boss, he's just like staring at him. I'm going back to bed.
Pilakka. Gedok's come back. Still in
Missing
possession.
my shit.
Still in possession is the small bag. There is nothing additional. No various herb pouches. There is nothing that would make you think that there's an ointment. Nothing like that.
She sighs and tisks and then just puts them in her robe.
He rests in the middle of the floor on his back, much like a dead hound.
Does he look hurt?
No, just resting.
I'm just gonna pick him up and put him in my jacket.
He doesn't quite move, but you can hear him husk his breath multiple times. You know that he's fine. He just sleeps hard. You're the first to rise. I don't technically know if Abasi was able to get any sleep at all.
It would have been a shitty night, I can tell you that.
Pilakka, do you immediately step outside?
Oh.
Do you try to rouse the others?
I'm gonna sit down by the fountain and start making tea.
Okay. Are you steeping in the fountain, or are you drawing water from the fountain? What does this look like?
I'm just drawing water from the fountain, refilling my water skins, and filling up my cauldron.
Give me perception, please.
Oh boy. Another eye?
No.
No, this is the finger.
Pilakka, there are various bits of flesh hunks just kind of resting in the fountain basin.
Uh-oh.
Not large, mind you. Just small bits here and there.
Cubed?
It may have been cubed at one point. You can tell that it's been torn by teeth. Many of them.
Oh boy.
Ronan's just passed out covered in blood and barbecue sauce.
Good God.
That's me every night.
I actually have carrion sense, so I guess I would have smelled this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna reach a hand on it and give it a big whiff and see if I recognize the scent.
Yeah, of course you do. It's
So
rotted meat.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just weird. Back in my day, fountains didn't used to have meat.
Detect magic,
Not magical.
but delicious.
Depending on the goblin, question mark?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Christie, you don't sell good cookies.
Purify food and drink. No. Do I recognize what creature it's from?
You've got a pretty good idea. It's probably 3 to 4 days old at this point, even though that it's been saturated all night long. At least, the last 6 or so hours. It's been saturated in the fountain itself. You can probably venture to guess.
Ooh, excuse me.
Should I give you a heal?
You can stitch it back together.
I'm curious, what are you healing for?
I mean a heal check to it's kind of like a medicine check
I know,
to
but
see if I recognize like a distinctly humanoid like organ.
No.
Is it
This
just
is
meat.
It's flesh from the meat that you've been feeding your goblin.
Oh,
He's been going to anything that has a free-flowing water font and flushing his mouth out and spitting it back in. So
that should just be extra flavor in the tea.
it's Ronan's backwash.
Yeah.
I gotta keep my teeth clean.
A little bit of extra flavor in the tea. I'm gonna cast Purify Food and Drink on all my water skins
Okay, that's
because that's
fair.
disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awful. It doesn't
I was
take
really
much.
trying to solve a mystery there.
I know. I was for it. I wanted to give you something when you're like, I want to use a heal on it. Like, is this Humpty Dumpty? What's happening here?
I make a little meat puppet.
Puts it back together. The guy's like, how am I okay?
Oh, actually, I take some of it out. I take some of the meat out of the fountain and make a little voodoo puppet. That's it's got about the same proportions as Ronan.
I swear to God.
Not much.
No reason.
I mean, unless you're making like a dime-sized voodoo doll, there's not that much human flesh that is floating in this.
Oh, that's just disturbing.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Back in my day, we used to.
I want to make a meat cube man with toothpicks.
You know, in time, I think you'll have the capability.
We used to be able to have meat cubes and then call Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
you're gonna be the weirdest grandpa one day.
I fully embrace this, by the way.
I like it.
Who's next to rise? I'm curious.
Just can't wait to be able to say that Xbox 360 was vintage.
Oh
God! More than likely, Donkor would be the next to rise. Okay. He'd probably sit at the edge of his bed, waiting for Abasi, just so that way he can, see if Abasi's actually okay after the rough day that he's had.
Abasi, would you have fallen asleep, you think?
I have burnt myself very badly once. I touched a tailpipe of a Harley Davidson that had just been running all day.
Abasi did? That's crazy.
Fuck off. I thought I was helping my dad out by cleaning it.
Wait, did you take engineering on WoW?
So when I did that and fucking fried myself, that was a small area burn in a bad sense. That shit fucked me up for a long time. I can imagine that if he was submerged in acid and he has a similar burn over his entire body, desert, weird temperatures, having dealt with all that shit, sand everywhere. Nah, he probably didn't sleep at all.
Okay.
I'd imagine he was up all night going.
Give me a fortitude save.
Question is, brother. The worst part about being able to window your shit is it just disappears.
Can of times, yeah.
Like, where's my information?
Yeah, Donkor, you're going to see that he is awake. Very good. Very good. Abasi, you aren't really sure of the damage, but typically you're able to resist a lot of the things that would ail a normal person. But this is substantial. This isn't like you just accidentally grabbed the hot kettle off of the fire. You're actually in pain, an incredible amount of pain at that.
Well,
looks like you didn't get any sleep. You actually okay?
Busty's just sitting there like red-eyed in one eye and a cracked iris is just like looking around. Well, I could use some medicine, maybe some food, a shirt that doesn't hurt would be kind of nice.
The raccoon struck out.
You hear this coming from the lattice above.
Oh no, I haven't slept with him. Am I ever going insane?
No, it sounded like that was Pilakka. I know you haven't slept tonight, but then, please don't go insane.
It's the bloody bird on the roof.